like I said before, Tri-Cities has a lot of members, and there's a number of lots of other churches there as well. But I lived in kind of, you could call it the downtown area or really close to it. My first area was kind of a walking area. It was about 2 square miles. I guess we could have ridden bikes, but we walked for a good portion of it. We later got a car. Um, but um, but yeah, it's a good, I mean, in terms of crime, there's not a whole lot. I mean, stay with your companion, stay safe. But in terms of weather, it's pretty dry. It's a lot like Utah here. I was there. I started in October, and then I was there through till February. Um, and it was like Utah in that it was kind of more arid. But the winters there, they didn't get a whole lot of snow, which I thought was kind of surprising. I was expecting, Utah, snow, but no, there wasn't a whole lot of snow there. I do, from what I remember hearing, it does get hotter in the summertime. I wasn't ever there, really. I mean, when I came in, it was the summertime and it was hot, um, but when I was there in the winter, it wasn't. I mean, so it wasn't terribly, terribly cold. I mean, compared to Utah, it was just like, oh, okay, this is no big deal. So, um, not a whole lot of precipitation though. In terms of stuff to do there, like I said, I was in more kind of the downtown area, and which was kind of the way that the city, their Tri-Cities are all built around the Columbia River, and so the part I was in was kind of the downtown areas was really kind of right next to the river. There's kind of like a little crook in the river, and it was just kind of all built, and then it spreads out from there. It's kind of a long vertical town. Then there's another area called West Richland, which has got a lot of new developments in it. I didn't go there a whole lot. I just go there on exchanges every once in a while. Yeah, they do have like a trail that you can walk along the river for a little ways, which was kind of nice. The people there, they're a lot more conservative than at least the west side of the mission was. So, I mean, we had the elections going on was when I was there, and so there were a lot of Mitt Romney supporters at the time. In terms of industry, it was kind of funny, Richland, the way it was built, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was called. Um, there's a nuclear, I think it's a power plant and like nuclear research place. Starts with an H. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It'll come to me. But that's kind of where the Manhattan Project originated, and so at least the downtown area where I was, there were a lot of. It was like the government just went in and they built a lot of just kind of cookie cutter houses almost, and so I mean they even had names for this is an A house, a B house, C, and it could, if you didn't know the streets very well and where they were, you could get lost pretty easily in terms of, because just you walk around and all the houses look so similar. I mean, you get little variations in color and whatnot, but not a whole lot of uniqueness in terms from one house to the next. But if I'd gone on a couple exchanges and we'd go a little bit further north, and there were the newer developments, and those houses were a little more unique, and you could kind of keep track of where you were. But yeah, a lot of that whole area in Richland, at least the downtown area, which was, like I said, government houses or just government contracted houses, just build lots of houses, and they had lots of scientists and engineers, and I think other military personnel all just kind of sent them there to go work on this nuclear stuff. And so, in terms of industry, I think there's a lot of people I heard of a lot of people that still worked up at, it's not Hanover. I'm trying to, this is going to bug me for a while. I'll remember what it's called. But yeah, there's, in terms of that's kind of what founded the city. I know in the Pasco area, there's a lot of agriculture. They've got a lot of I don't know, apples, potatoes, various, I know they're like different food processing plants over in kind of the Pasco area. And then Kennewick is, I don't know a whole lot about Kennewick myself. It essentially, almost the cities just kind of merge one to the next. And I think it could just be like, okay, there was enough of a population growth here, and then people probably saw a need in some other, perhaps in the, so this might be completely wrong, but I would venture to assume that perhaps there was the government housing that all came in, and then perhaps there was a need for agriculture, and so that's where that's kind of that, like, population, just different bases, but it's all a very connected city in terms of just kind of one goes to the next. The only real divider is the river that goes through.